Okay, we're going again.
Woo!
That was the perfect one.
Wait, did you start it over?
I started a new recording just to have that little beginning bit, you know.
Oh, okay. Oh, are
Okay.
we monetizing this one?
How
No.
we
No.
won't get enough views to make money though, right?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
We
Also,
also
how
been
do we
slacking
use
on our uploads.
The
so-
audio only ad we made on YouTube.
Yeah, that's the other
I
thing
think it
too.
would only be on the. Well, anyways, we don't need it. Okay.
Whoa!
All right, Brendan, you got it.
Hold
It's
on,
time.
I need a sip. My throat's hurting.
Yeah, I'll make it hurt more.
Sure. Alright.
I knew it was coming. If it wasn't you, it was gonna be me. Actually, who are we kidding? It wouldn't hurt.
What do you say?
Who are we kidding? It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt him.
Damn, man. We all fucking tired. Some from work, some from others, some from looking at things bounce, you know.
God,
Be pulling out the 3-inch Punisher with the boys.
Fuck! It's so warm in this room!
Welcome to the Times Like These podcasts, where the topics are hot and the vibes are chill. My name is Poppy B. I'm your main host for. Joining me is Geb himself, the giant, the god. Geb, how you doing tonight?
I feel fantastic. I've had a great day. I am tired in the best way possible.
Me too,
I am
me too.
Trying new things out for audio, hoping that it sounds good and not like dog cheek. We will see how
That's
it
true,
goes.
that's the vibe.
But the best part about audio is seeing how it works in real time. So Neelob, give me that supple audio of yours. How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm doing all right. I've got my frosted animal crackers
Ooh,
ready to go. I
yeah, the
woke
show
up
with me.
from an intense nap for this. My hair is doing weird things. Don't say we don't make sacrifices for you. I woke up for it's gonna be like 2 a.m. when we finish recording this podcast that we have already recorded before.
It's all right.
But I'm looking forward to it. What about you, Jonah?
I'm good, man. Sometimes I can't tell if my heart palpitations are because stress or the insane amount of caffeine I've had each day, but it's all good.
My
I'm
heart
excited.
palpitations are because I see you.
I
again.
feel you.
Aw.
Welcome to college.
All you, Brendan.
Oh, me. Shoot. So, what's going on? It's April Fool's.
Not
Oh,
anymore
yeah?
for me.
Not anymore for you. It'd be late as hell.
Yeah, we got over here in the central land. We have 45 minutes until the fools are banished from this realm yet again.
Yeah.
Pranks are illegal now.
Yeah.
But I think we should just jump into it. So, Montero by Lil Nas X. What did you guys think of the music video?
Oh, wait,
I'm-
before that, could we
What?
did anyone get April Fool pranked today?
No.
No.
I don't remember, but I do know there was something that looked like it was supposed to be a prank. Ever since, you guys know how like memes have been making a resurgence in the past like few months because people are stuck in home and trying to find shit that like used to be funny and then making it funnier because of like irony and it coming back. So you know how one of those things was the only a spoonful from King Batch? You know, the comically
Yes.
large spoon.
Yes.
So I play a video game of sorts called Payday 2. And the community of Payday 2 has been asking for a comically large spoon as a weapon in the game since that video made a resurgence. And today, not only did they put it in the game, but also they put in a challenge to where if the community could get 5 million kills with it, they would put in a golden version of the spoon as well.
Bro, that's sick.
So that's like the closest thing I have. It's the least interesting, but the closest thing I've got. So
I had one today. So like, we had one of our classes. Our professor got up in front of everyone and starts kind of like tearing up, and he's like, he's been there for a long time, and he was like, he's been teaching there for a long time, and he was like, all right, well, guys, I wanted all of you to be the first to know, but I will actually be retiring at the end of the semester. And everyone's like, you can feel the energy in the entire room just drop. His wife, who also teaches there, is in the back of the room, gets up and is like, you didn't tell me. One of the other teachers is like freaking out, and he just goes, April Fools. And then like everyone just starts dying. Everyone had a heart attack. It's great. And he was just like, get screwed. I'm gonna be here forever.
the mass quantity of cardiac arrest in that room was significantly higher than normal.
His wife was just like, tell me this. We saw each other in the morning before he got here.
His wife should have just like fell to the ground and faked like an attack or something. He's just like, April Fools.
Just fake a stroke. Yeah,
Well,
no,
an even bigger April Fool's joke. This Lil Nas X video.
No, real quick, I just want to say 2 fun facts. First of all, despite only having one single out, Silk Sonic has 23 million monthly listeners on Spotify.
damn
Yeah.
straight.
What do you expect?
Anderson .Paak has overtaken Kendrick Lamar in the number of Spotify listeners.
Oh shoot.
Really?
I know, right?
It's almost
Maybe
like
Kendrick will
Kendrick
come
should
back.
make some music soon.
That too.
Yes. But I think that means our boy is finally mainstream.
It's about time. I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
It's a good or a bad thing. I can't tell.
That's
Only
crazy. He's got 1
It's good for
million
yeah.
more monthly listeners. Oh, Brendan,
Yeah,
you're listening to Kill a Sunrise?
I was, yes.
Dude, that whole album is incredible.
Anyways, Montero.
Montero.
What do you guys think
So
about the video?
Before we started recording the podcast, I just watched the video. The song's pretty good. The video's pretty good. I can't complain about either. They're solid art. I don't know, I have no complaints. And I'm not some fucking ultra religious right wing zealot, whatever the fuck, saying, oh, this is promoting homosexuality and also sin or something in the media of the youth. I don't know. I've been hearing a lot of claims about it. I have no clue what's going on, if I'm going to be honest. I just know people got upset about it, and then Nas himself was just like responding to senators and shit. So
yeah, he was responding to like videos of like priests in churches and like mega churches being like, Mr. Nas X has released a video and a shoe line of him worshiping the devil and releasing shoes with only 666 pairs. Now is the time for you to pray and read your Bibles for the end times on here.
I will say the shoe thing is really interesting. Not even because it's a demonic shoe, but because he's
dropping human blood in the soul.
Not even because of that. Because he's getting sued by Nike. Because Nike didn't approve of him using the brand. So the company that made the shoe is getting sued.
I think that it would have been fine. It's just the fact that people think that Nike has something to do with making the shoe when they didn't. It was just like their shoe was used by a different company to make that shoe.
That's how it works?
But oh yeah. I watched the video a couple hours after it came out, and I sorted the comments by new. It was real funny seeing the all the Christians and the hard right-wing Christians in the new comments. Just like, so this is where our world has come to. I'm making my kids read the Bible tonight and every night from now on, that kind of stuff. And it's like, dang, the same people who wanted the gays to go to hell are getting mad that they went there.
Honestly, I didn't know anything about that. I was just like, honestly, the first time I was like heard anything about it is like TikTok. It's just like people doing videos like talking like someone in hell or something, or like in heaven. You just have like him like the
It
part
does
he's
seem
singing
very
while he
well
goes on
funny.
the pole down to hell. It's just like fading. Who the hell was that? It's like,
Your
what is
camera's
this?
frozen.
Like, why is I know,
Shut up.
but
I'll come back.
yeah, I was just like, what was everyone talking about? So I just searched. Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting video. Like, I didn't have any problems with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a well-made video,
Yeah.
Yeah.
objectively.
I couldn't really
But,
notice
like-
any like visual flaws with it. There was like one spot that looked a little weird towards the beginning, if anything.
And then, and a plus, mans can work a pole.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Let's
shit
get
takes
objective
skill.
truth on the table. Mans can work a pole.
Dude, that shit's not easy. Shit, that's
So I'm reading comments right now for fun. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
you wanna share with
Yeah.
the class?
Yeah,
So, like,
give me one.
So like me being a Christian, I have my views on it, but at the same time, you have to understand, just like turn it off if you don't like it.
Yeah.
Turn it off.
That's
You don't
what-
have to watch it.
You don't want your kids to listen to it, don't let them.
Don't let them. And then the second thing is like Lil Nas X used to be Christian, and I think the main thing that we need to take away from this, other than like not the fact that he made this video or whatever, the church needs to take away the fact that like he was so
It failed him.
disrespected and uncomfortable with the church that he would rather like go to hell and
Yep.
accept who he is. So that's that. I'm looking at this comment. It's this big paragraph, but the dude addresses him as Lil. It says Lil
Mr. Lil.
Matthew 24 above.
See, even I felt weird calling him just Nas. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, if you call him Nas, there's another
Yeah,
Nas that exists.
Oh, is there?
there.
Named Nas. Yes.
I don't
Nas.
know my fucking.
He's in the same group as Tupac and
You
Biggie.
gotta
Oh.
make sure to say which Nas you're referring to.
Yes.
Nasix.
Nasex. But yeah,
don't-
no, I saw a comment earlier that was like, is this the standard for men these days? I can't. I won't. And it's like, okay, buddy, then don't.
Yeah. No one said you had to. Just the thing he
Who
wanted
said
to
this
do.
was the standard? No, yeah, I just thought it's a very. I understand why people are offended, but they're taking away the wrong message.
Mhm.
Like Dono was saying. Yeah, I don't know. It's just. I like the video.
It's just.
I mean,
I
like,
don't.
this isn't the first controversial thing that's on the internet.
Yeah,
Bro, no,
Turn it
music's
off if
been
you don't like it.
musicians have been doing controversial stuff since like
That's the whole point of
music
music.
existed.
Part of controversy.
Yeah. Like I saw Nick Young, I think he was like an NBA guy. I don't know much about sports, but he tweeted out like I'm never playing Old Town Road again. Something about his kids, something stupid. It's like this man isn't a man of God. And it's like, my friend, you've cheated on your wife before. I don't think that's very godly.
Didn't Lil Nas X respond to that and say something like Old Town Road was about like.
Yeah, it was about
drugs?
adultery and lean.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And-
Adultery and lean.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
I don't
I
think it was
also
ever meant to
gotta
be
say, though,
children's media.
big respect for Lil Nas X for knowing how to not become a one-hit wonder after Old Town Road and still
Yeah,
big
yeah,
thing.
for sure.
He's a master of manipulating is the wrong word, but like I can't think of another word, but just like using the internet to his advantage because the guy lives on Twitter.
Yeah. He's a master at like seeing and using opportunity. You know, not letting it go to waste. Which I'd say is pretty cool. And I get, you know, you got to give him respect even if he's like coming under like severely under fire. It's still really cool that he could get something out like this.
Yeah.
And it's cool
I
that
mean,
he
he's
can like get this kind of controversy. Can I not fucking speak all of a sudden? Controversy.
It's all right. It's late. You got it.
Out. Gotcha. Big C word.
Controversy.
Controversy.
the thing is he also was smart with that too because he sparked controversy with the people who people the majority of good people generally don't like anyways.
Yeah.
So like
Mm.
he was getting more support from that. Plus, not to mention the people who were offended by the video, the people who already didn't like him because he is in fact a homosexual. If you guys didn't know that,
Status update
No way.
for those who are unaware. Yeah, no, shocking.
No
right?
way.
Wow.
No way.
Can't believe it.
yeah, no, you guys seen that? You guys seen that one tweet of Lil Nas X? It's like some pastor was like made an article about how the COVID vaccine turns you gay. And he was like, "It's true. I have proof. Here's a photo of me before and after I got vaccinated. And the first photo is just him smiling, and the second photo is just him doing the same pose, but his hands like that."
Oh, I saw that. I saw that. Yeah, yeah.
Anyways, well,
Yeah,
that's
no.
all I have to say about that, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, controversial music is. I'd say at this point it's kind of important. It's such a staple of music, and it has been for a while. I mean, one of the most clear examples I can think of course, because it's just something I connect to easily. Um, Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast was,
Mhm.
you know, everyone was like, "Oh, it's satanic, it's demonic, it's all this evil shit," and of course, you know, they profited off of that because it got media coverage, and also their
Mhm.
album art was about, you know, Satan being controlled by their mascot. But then it was still like Steve Harris, the bassist and the person who writes all the lyrics, most of them, made the song because he had a nightmare after watching a horror movie. So he wrote the whole like thing, and the whole thing is about
It's a
him
horror
having that
song.
dream. Yeah, it's a horror song. So like the whole thing was about him having this dream and like struggling to figure out what's real and shit. And he's using all this imagery and using these terms, but everyone's just like, "Oh, keyword, Satan, banish him,
He must
banish all of
support
them."
Satan.
Words.
But it's actually
Yeah.
like fantastic music, and you know, it's good.
You know,
Uh,
I don't want to make it too political, but I just want to say like since the left wing is the one generally flamed for getting offended by everything, but this kind of shit shows that both sides get offended by everything.
Well, going on like controversial music and everything is like, I think like with some genres, that's kind of like the big staple with them, like such as like rap lyrics and everything. It's always known to be controversial because it's like a big part of it, especially even with like rock and things. Like it's always rebellious, and that was like the point of it. Is like it was some. It's just really it was created to create controversy to bring issues into view in a sense.
Yeah.
And it's funny, Freddie Gibbs has the music video for his song Thuggin'. It's literally just him and his friends legitimately cooking crack in the music video. And there is no controversy for it. I'm not trying to I mean, first of all, don't do crack. Second of all, I'm not trying to
Call
flame
him
Freddie
out.
Gibbs because I love that rapper.
Yeah,
I'm
we are
just saying
not.
it's funny how something like that gets no controversy.
I'm
It's
glad that
simply
you
an
clarified
observation.
that we do not condone the use or creation of crack. We are not cracktivists.
I mean, if you're on it, like, I'm not gonna shame you, but you should probably try to get off.
to all the crackheads that listen to the Times Like These podcast, good on you, but you
I'm not
might
gonna be
want to
mad. We're
cool it.
losing viewers.
Rehab like these.
I'm sorry.
Rehab like these.
That's our new series, our new miniseries.
Just a whole documentary of trying to help people out from the side of the street.
Oh, go full Dr. Phil.
But no, I mean, music is inherently controversial. I mean, it's the way it's progressed has kind of been based in drug culture to begin with. Isn't that right, Brendan?
Yes. I do not condone drug use, but there is there's always I think like with like how new sounds and stuff have developed based off like the kind of drugs that these musicians were using. And like what if they took something else instead, like, or like the period is like, is it just how the drug was looked at the time, or is it also just, of course, like the influence of using that drug? So it's like everyone's like big on pot, and pot is like demonizing everything, or weed, or whatever you want to call it. But it's like, what if it wasn't? It's like, how was that change? And then, or if like instead they just did acid. So like if you just scramble around what drugs were used and when the time period of which that genre was created is like, what would you get then?
Did you guys know that acid was used to make acid rap?
Yeah.
Yes,
That's a good example.
exactly.
Like acid's crazy, man. But without
Did
it,
you know that marriage was used to make the big day?
Marriage is one heck of a drug, man.
man, if
Not
marriage
when you
is
want to
what
be
was
on,
used,
according to that album.
if marriage is what was used
Y'all
to
on
make
the
the big day, bro, I'm staying single forever.
y'all on that marijuana, I be on that marijuana.
Marriage.
Damn straight.
No, it's like the thing is like this because there's always like there's a certain influence of like listening to like people before and creating off of their tones and sounds, but then also the influence of drugs too.
I don't know. So I also feel like music wouldn't have progressed in general, either the way that it has or at the speed that it has, if like that kind of stuff hadn't happened. Like we might still be in the jazz age if nobody took it.
Listen. Jazz was a crazy time. You fucking
We
what's his
might be
name?
back in classical age then. Baroque. I don't know. But nah, probably not though. I think if more artists did crack, death grips would be bigger. I think that's what would happen.
Well, what if you gave him acid instead? What sound would they get then?
Well,
What do you
they'd
mean
probably.
they?
It's like what Jimi
They-
Hendrix. It's like what if he was just instead of psychedelics and shit, what if he I don't know, some crack or some meth? It's like, and
Well,
then
then
after that,
he'd
the
go
person who is
completely-
influenced by him has some meth or has some something else instead. It's like, does
Well,
that
then it's getting
change
into
their
like
influence?
then it's less of like we're getting less into like drugs and more into like the butterfly effect, if anything, because like
Exactly,
if-
but that's
so-
what I'm
yeah.
thinking. It's like,
so if it,
That's what it is though.
If Jimi Hendrix didn't take psychedelics and instead took crack,
yes,
then that would change his entire direction of music from, say, like things of the Jimi Hendrix experience or like, you know, Purple Haze and Spanish Castle Magic, changes all of that into something. I'm
Yes.
not
I'm
a good expertise in crack, but I feel like it would probably make things more aggressive, maybe.
what I'm proposing is that music's influence from drugs can be moved around like an equation, so we can see what kind of results it would get.
Of course, so Now I'll say I haven't listened to much Motley Crue, but I know they were like heavy on like coke and heroin. But I know at some point in their career they actually got sober, and they said the album that they made after they got sober was their best album because they were sober enough to actually do it with thought. Of course, I won't be able to verify that because I haven't heard that album. But
I don't think I have. I don't think I've heard it either. I'll have to give that a little
But
bit
yeah,
of a
but
listen.
But yeah, I was just thinking, like, I guess the reverse is possible too, where they're more on their game when they're sober. I mean, obviously it's possible because different musicians are different in how
Yeah.
they do stuff and where they're at their best.
And sometimes it's just the thoughts makes you want to go back in time and play around with the drugs.
So
You think if Imagine Dragons did acid, they would make good music?
No.
Damn.
I'd like to make the claim that
No.
it'd be somehow even shittier.
So I was fucking volunteering today at some medical place. We were just packaging like a bunch of dental stuff for a clinic, sterilizing stuff. And they had the radio play. And they played the same like 4 songs over and over again the entire time I was there. Because I was there for like 5 hours. But like they played Positions, which I was fine with. They played 3435, which I didn't know that song was allowed on the radio.
It is, but they changed the words.
Yeah, they say love me till the daylight.
They like changed the numbers, so it adds up to like 68.
Really?
3434. No, but they played fucking Believer by Imagine Dragons on the radio, on iHeartRadio today. They still play that song. I heard it. Because honestly, I remember liking Imagine Dragons when I was like a child. Just because that's what I liked the radio. I liked listening to the radio when I was a kid. That was the only reason. And I heard the melody to Believer playing. And I was like, what the fuck was I on back then?
Are you suggesting that the only way to enjoy Imagine Dragons at your age now it was by taking substances?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Arguably.
Like, genuinely. That's not even a joke. I think that's the only way I can enjoy those songs.
Just imagine.
It's a dude screaming the word believer at the top of his lungs over and over again. I can't believe they still play that on the radio.
Yeah, remember when he had a marching band arrangement of that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
We
did.
played it one time because
Thank God we never played it.
one person made it and it was like not very good.
I can't even, at this point, it's been so long since I've heard Imagine Dragons. The only thing I can remember is fucking Radioactive. I can't even remember Believer.
I play that.
They're
I
all
play
the
that
same
for
though. It's just
band
him
right now.
screaming, pretending like it's a really intense moment.
I have to listen to that. I have to play that.
I remember Believer now. Holy shit, it literally just clicked in my head.
Believer.
Hey! Oh
And
god.
Radioactive's.
So
And then they have Thunder, which is Thunder. The Thunder.
So I'd like to make a possible connection. If you were to think that, the millennials or whatever had Nickelback as their repetitive and like not that good music or band, does Gen Z have Imagine Dragons?
I absolutely agree with that.
That's fair,
Because
there was a time I didn't hate Nickelback, and then there's a time where I did. A time where I liked Imagine Dragons.
I was fine with it. I was fine with it until they played it on my bus to school, my bus back home from school at elementary school every single day. And my hatred for it fueled.
Look
I
at
didn't
this
want to look at that
graph.
graph. I didn't want to look at that graph. The timing of that was so good. But
I love that video so much.
That is, I will say, without Nickelback, we would not have one of the greatest meme videos of all time.
Yeah.
Look at this graph.
I gotta send you guys something after this recording.
Okay,
Look at this
yeah, no.
podcast.
it's just a funny thing you brought that up, Kev, because I forget how many years ago it was, but Imagine Dragons actually overtook Nickelback as the most hated band in the world.
Damn.
Huh.
I forget how long ago it was. I'm pretty sure it's still that way.
When did people
But it
start
used to be
hating
Nickelback.
Imagine Dragons?
Well, I think it's
When
like
it
kind
got
of
too
When they
overplayed.
graduated elementary school.
the thing is like I think at a certain point it's like instead of loving, it just became loving to hate. So it's like
Oh yeah.
because it's definitely it's definitely better than something I could find. It's definitely better than that. But like I
I
love
would
to hate
rather
it.
listen to it than Lil Xan.
Yeah.
You guys remember Radioactive?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
Of
I have to.
course.
I have.
There's the version with Kendrick on it, bro.
there is.
What?
Oh, wait.
I don't remember
Well, yeah,
that.
because he at the Grammys when he got nominated for Good
Oh,
Kid, Mad City,
shit.
he did
You're
he
right.
did Mad City with Imagine Dragons
I
playing
think
in the
that's-
background.
I think that's the only that's the first Kendrick song that I ever heard, or like the
That's the
That's
best
how I
thing
heard.
Imagine Dragons has ever done.
yeah. That and
Objectively,
Kendrick is also on a Taylor Swift song, on Bad Blood.
yeah, Bad Blood.
Yeah.
Bro, they played fucking Blank Space by Taylor Swift on the radio today. I haven't thought about that song in like years.
Last time I heard it was in 7th grade in Mr. Hill's class.
Huh.
Mr. Hale sucks.
Yeah, because he played it on ukulele.
Oh, yeah. The only like modern song they played was "Blinding Lights."
Oh, of course.
Yeah, that was it. But I was like, man, I used to listen to iHeartRadio when I was a child all the time. Like that was the hip. That was if you were cool in elementary school, you listened to iHeartRadio.
Only only the cool kids listen to Radio Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We'd like beg
Radio
your bus
Rebel.
driver to be
Radio,
like.
I was just gonna say, I'm Radio Rebel. I'm Radio Rebel.
SIMP scrolls
Ah.
in my pants.
Bro, do you guys
No, if you
watch
cook
Lemonade
or
Mouth when you guys were kids?
Dude, I've seen Lemonade Mouth like 20,000 times.
Bro, honestly,
Let it
to
shine,
be fully
bro.
honest,
What
that
you
movie
mean?
was the shit when I was a kid. That movie was the shit when I was a kid.
Let It Shine
Let It
is the one
Shine.
with like the gospel dude, but he becomes a rapper, right?
Yep. It's gospel. What's the other movie? The one with
Oh
them
yeah,
in
is that
them.
I
8
like
Mile?
Let It Shine too. I remember Let It
Yes.
Shine.
Yeah, Let It Shine was really
Gospel
good.
8 Mile.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
That
about
is an
that one
over-
dude who like
Janky explanation of it, but that's what it is.
that one dude who like his friend got famous off of his music,
Yeah.
and he had to pretend like it was his friend.
Oh,
Yeah,
I loved you, girl. I did it for you. Those
Yeah.
were all my words, and
Yeah,
But
no,
I had him
remember
saying
the
that
I
you were the
remember the
cool one.
specific details because he sent in his music for like a competition,
yeah.
but he sent a
Foxy, I'm
photo
sorry.
with both himself and his best friend.
So they thought
Yeah.
it was him. Oh my god.
So and his best friend was hotter than him, so they assumed it was him. That was the plot.
And he like comes out to her in like this like big performance where he's like finally rapping in front of everyone.
Comes out
And he
to
raps,
her.
like everything that's happening. He's like, so I wasn't cool and shit, but I had the words and he had this. Then he's like, I didn't mean to lie to you, Rob.
Yeah, I remember part of the chorus. Roxy, I'm sorry.
Yep.
oh yeah! Oh my god!
Yeah.
That just clicked. That just
I'm
clicked.
shocked as
'cause
to
it's-
how many details I remember about this movie.
It would go Roxy, I'm sorry, and then it would go dead silent. I remember. What the fuck?
She just left him there. Left
Exactly.
him there.
I'm shocked that we all remember this.
I haven't
Brother,
thought
she's-
about
she's-
that movie, and I watched it like
That
once.
movie was busted. If you want, I don't know what other word to use.
I don't know if I would still like the music, but that music when I was a kid was slapping.
I watched
That was some
movie
good-ass Disney Channel music.
literally
So it's heart-wrenching.
once, and not even all of it. But I remember that fucking scene.
And then like he works at a club too, and then his dad,
Yep.
who's like a worship pastor, came to the club and was like, "This isn't what we do." You remember
Yep.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. And then he was like, I slept on the couch last night because your mother yelled at me about not
Yep.
liking you rapping.
Yeah.
So I decided to read some of your raps, and I realized they're not unholy.
Yep.
And then I remember one specific line is when him and his best friend finally got into the big argument. It was like, "You're stealing my music." He said to his friend, "You couldn't rap if you had scotch tape and wrapping paper," or something like that. It's like, okay, bars. This is the lyricist of the movie.
You couldn't
I remember
rap
the
if it
beginning
was
was
Christmas time and you had gifts to give to your younger siblings.
The beginning was hype though, because it was like just like a basic like choir thing.
Oh,
and then,
yeah.
like organizes this whole like upbeat like change like Kurt Franklin or something.
Yeah, because the way the movie ended is that the chick forgave him, and they went to church together.
Yep.
And did gospel music instead.
And his family finally approved because his family met her earlier and didn't like she was like this famous pop singer or whatever, and they didn't approve.
Like, but she goes to church now,
Yep.
and they approve of his rapping because he does it for church now.
Yeah.
It's basically just Chance the Rapper.
Yeah. Bro, y'all remember Camp Rock?
I wasn't a huge Camp Rock guy.
Yeah. I watched
Neither
the
was
first
I,
one.
but
Yeah, that's really it.
I wasn't.
I was
much
just
of a-
I
thinking about
don't remember anything about it.
I remember a lot of singing
I
and
was
the Jonas
never-
Brothers.
I was never much of a Camp Rock guy, but I've seen a clip of, I think, the first one circulating again, where they're doing this weird thing where it's Demi Lovato's, like, main group marching through, like, a forest trail or something, and they're doing this, like, weird
Yeah.
posing
Wait, that's
shit.
the second one. That's the
Is
second
that the
one.
second one?
Oh, I
Okay,
guess
I
that's
don't,
not
I don't know
second
my
one.
Camp Rock lore, so...
I know
Yeah.
my Camp Rock lore.
Camp Rock, the final jam.
Camp Rock mythology.
Camp suck.
Because it's Camp Rock versus Camp Star.
Camp
That's
suck.
the final conflict.
Oh, yeah. Sure, I
Bro,
don't fucking remember.
I just remembered another detail from Let It Shine. How do I've watched that movie like twice when I was like 8. But yeah, I remember the main villain of that movie is like, he's the guy who does like a freestyle battle with the main character. And his whole thing is he flexes
Yeah.
a bunch. He's like Rice Gum, but black. And so then the main character sees him driving a taxi, and he's like, wait, this dude doesn't actually have a bunch of money. He's a motherfucking taxi
Yeah.
driver.
Yeah.
What the?
The taxi cab. It's just
Yeah, I remember. It's like, I saw you were good driving a taxi cab.
it's like bars.
Yeah,
That was
yeah. And the other
bars.
guy before that, he was like, you write her love letters. I buy her ice and pearls.
I fucking...
And his dad was there because he was all happy because he was rapping and
memory's
stuff
good.
and roasting him without using profanity.
It's like me and Brendan watched this movie yesterday in preparation for this.
I
No, we
fucking
didn't. We
remember
didn't.
that!
Exactly. I don't.
The movie
I'm
was great.
shocked.
I don't know
As
if
soon
it
as
is
you
now,
did
but it was
fucking
great.
taxi
Watch-
cab, I immediately
I saw you
remembered
driving a
it.
taxi cab.
Adios, amigo. You're over with. Finito. This clown couldn't rap anything but my burrito. That's what it was.
No, the thing last time it wasn't in a song. They were just arguing.
Oh, okay.
Because you couldn't rack if it was Christmas and you had scotch.
Oh my god. I might be a busboy, but you just got served, bro.
Yes!
Oh!
Oh!
So vividly.
That gives off the same vibe as that one freestyle battle where he was like, it's like, they were all bananas, so you better split.
Dude, I'm literally gonna get a fucking, like, I'm gonna get a
hold up,
noise complaint
hold up.
from how much I'm freaking out. I may be a busboy.
Oh,
That
it's-
used to be in my head all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I
The
used
one
to
chick-
think about that line all the time, bro.
The
Another
one chick in that one, her one diva song where she's like, I'm like a chameleon. I'm gonna make some magic. Hey, that's what I said.
Dude,
Do you remember that, Jonah?
you said chameleon, bro.
Bro, I know the word that stuck in my head was the word chameleon.
Oh.
Bro, what is this episode turned into?
I have no idea.
Disney classics. Another one
This is
that
nostalgia part 2, Disney
jump
classics.
was it jump up? The jump rope one. Shoot.
I know what you're talking
What
about.
was it
All I
called?
remember from
I know
that
what you're
movie
talking about, I
is
remember.
it was starred Corbin Blue, and the name of their team was the Red Hot Chili Steppers.
I remember that movie was great too. What was it? What
I
was
don't
it
remember
called?
that. That's the only detail I remember is the name of the team.
No, that wasn't Step Up. Step Up was breakdancing.
Step Up was a
Yeah.
different franchise.
Which was another great movie.
If it's so great, how come you don't remember every minuscule detail?
Do I remember to the point of Let It Shine?
It's jump.
No,
It was Jump
I don't
In.
know how.
Jump In is the name.
Jump
Jump
in.
in.
Okay.
That's right,
I
because the
typed in
double
the name
touching
Corbin
shit.
Blue, and it was like the first option to pop up
Yep.
on Google.
That makes so
I
much
family
thought
sense.
it was
romance
Jump
movie.
something.
Yeah.
Radio Rebel.
Radio Rebel. I
Radio
don't think
Rebel.
I ever liked that movie,
Really?
even as a kid.
I like Lemonade and Mouth better.
What's the fucking face she made? Lemonade. I loved Lemonade Mound as a kid.
That's-
The only
Yes.
thing I
I still
remember.
listen to the soundtrack to this day.
The only thing I
I
remember
know,
from
to
Lemonade
terminate-
Mouth. The only thing I remember from
Breakthrough.
Lemonade Mouth is the main dude, the main actor of Lemonade Mouth, went to jail for some reason.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I know the ginger dude.
Yeah, the ginger got arrested for I think like a drug
I think it's
bust
something to
or
do with
something.
weapons or something. Like, he had a gun or something.
Something
I
like
don't know
that.
the details. Oh, I remember one of the chicks in the cast didn't act like Lemonade in real life because they had like behind the scenes things during in the ad breaks, and I was like, traitor.
Bastard!
The principal wrote a segue for some reason, and the
I
school
remember
was
that.
like, we like sports so much, but we won't give any money to the music program. Only sports.
It's where those...
It was just a breakfast club for Disney Channel, where they make a band instead of breaking out of school. There's a bunch of misfits in detention with each other.
Yeah, that's right. I guess it really was just Breakfast Club. It was like modern
Breakfast Club, but instead of delusional shit that they did, they was musical.
They
It
made
was
a
a band.
band.
They made a
Dude, they
band.
played
They're
like the
crashing
pizza
the
place.
school.
What?
Do you remember that they played at the pizza place all the time?
Oh yeah.
And they would like
Yes.
all eat pizza there together. And there was like a bunch of like love triangles. I remember the drummer. There's like a scene where he's drumming and he opens like it's like all of us drummers think about it. It's like he opens like the closet and he's just got a huge thing of sticks. And at the time when you're watching, you're like, man, that's so cool. But when you watch it now, it's just like a bunch of broken sticks. And I'm like, I have that same thing at home. Except they're all just on the ground and not like in a
Yeah.
I don't keep them
Oh
on
wait,
purpose.
I remember they all went to jail too.
yeah.
Yes.
Because
yes.
the school tried to take their lemonade vending machine away, and they're like,
Yep.
"Stop it!"
Yeah.
And they like tried to
You're
like fight
nothing
the
without the
security guard or
machine.
something, and they all went to jail.
Plot twist. They got fucked up on the lemonade, and all of it's a hallucination. Like in the Breakfast Club, where there's a theory where what's her name? That one who hooks up with the popular guy as her boyfriend hallucinates the whole thing, and she's just in detention. It's why they're able to get away like and everything in the fucking school. It's the same thing. Instead of Breakfast
who
Club,
knows
it
how
was
old that
all
lemonade
delusion.
was.
And lemonade, it was just expired or fucked up lemonade, and they hallucinated all of it, and they actually just
Or it was just
in that fucking basement.
a metaphor for drugs.
Or they were just a bunch of musical teenagers working towards a dream, and you can't appreciate that, Brendan.
That's not possible. It's Disney. There has to be
Bullshit.
there has to be some dark, twisted theory that comes out of it, you know?
Yeah,
Right.
I remember,
You remember,
they
like,
fucked up. They fucked up one of their performances like hardcore because like the singer had a sore throat or something, and like one of them got like stabbed in the eye. So he couldn't play piano correctly, and they completely fucked up the
Yeah.
the audience.
And
sang
the
it for them
bassist
instead.
just got shanked in an alley and couldn't really
Yeah,
hold
I think,
the
like,
bass right.
The drummer's hand was like fucked up or something. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
remember.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the part with like the Islamic dad who like didn't want her to play bass?
Yeah,
I remember that. I remember that.
She's like, I'm not
that
wearing
chick
it.
was hot. First of all, that chick was hot.
No, definitely.
Yes.
She's like dating the one dude. So she
Yeah,
would like
she
wear
was,
her
like,
hijab into
the
the
classic-
building and then like
Classic pretending to be a good girl, but actually a bad girl when her parents aren't around. She would play bass for orchestra, like stand upright bass, but then her dad was like, "No, but that kind of bass is bad." You
Yep.
can't do that.
This is electric, and you can wear it as with a strap.
Oh, yeah, there's a
Yeah.
scene where she's playing like violin at home. Do you remember?
Mhm.
She's playing violin at home, and then she starts playing like this, and the dad like comes out the side of the room, like,
I
"What are you
think-
doing?"
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
And the drummer's parents are like always comparing him to his older brother. It's like, you should play soccer because your brother did.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Soccer.
Yep.
Who gives a shit about drumming? Soccer. And the main conflict for the dude who got arrested, the ginger dude,
Yeah.
was that he had a hot stepmom. That was the main
Yeah.
conflict for him. Is that like he didn't like his stepmom, and she came to drop off his folder to school one time, and all the kids in this class were hitting on her.
My stepmom's a fucking MILF! What do I do?
Exactly.
Fuck.
It's like
Time to put
basically
it in a
Aunt May
Disney
from the
movie.
newest Spider-Man movies.
Oh, God.
Well,
Which
yeah.
Spider-Man?
This went a very different way than I expected.
Yeah, this was
Bro,
not
this is
how I expected
complete-
this to
Yes.
to go.
This is a completely different version of the other version of this episode.
I know this is 100% unlike the other.
Yeah, so real quick, I do wanna talk about that because most of the evidence of that being a thing was corrupted, other than a couple like stuff we did before the episode. So that was this Sunday, or the previous Sunday.
And yeah.
We were recording this, what was supposed to be this episode 4, and we got about an hour and 15 minutes through it. And
So like pretty.
Yeah.
we were
about to,
like
finish it.
starting. We were
basically
feeling
done.
the
We were almost wrapping up.
We were feeling like, okay, what's one more thing we can talk about? Like, it was never said directly, but we were feeling that kind of energy. You know, I could tell.
Yeah.
But throughout the whole time, my building here at my college was on auxiliary power because something had gone on. I think it was because of the weather. I don't entirely remember why. But my building was on auxiliary power, so the only thing working were the hallway lights outside and all the outlets in my room. And I didn't know that until I realized my fan was off and I didn't turn it off. I was like, oh, okay, well, it's auxiliary power, but we'll try and just power through the recording and see what happens, and hopefully everything should be fine. And I was lied to because nothing was fine after 75 minutes. So my entire building goes out, the building across from me goes out, and I immediately panic and try and send a text to the group chat, but I lose service as well. The service went out. And so Neelob calls me and he's like, what's up? And I'm like, my fucking power just went out. He's like, oh shit. Well, Brendan just started recording. And I was like, that's crazy. But I just stopped. So yeah, no, that was definitely a not good highlight of my day. But then it was followed up by us getting confirmed on Anchor. So
Yeah, so I would like
did
to
we
talk
say
about
that at the beginning of the episode? We probably should have.
I would like to speak
Awesome.
on that now. If it's
Go ahead.
yeah,
It was-
we got
Yeah.
caught up with other stuff, but
more important things like lemonade mouth. But that being said, we are now officially on streaming services other than YouTube.
yeah.
Woo!
Woo!
So if you like our voices but can't stand to look at our ugly faces, you can now go to Spotify, search Times Like These, or Breaker, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, and Anchor, and listen to us wherever you would like to.
On
Just
the
make
go.
sure it's not on Mars and only on planet Earth.
Yeah, we have varying
Oh, God, Brendan.
varying
You like this? You like this? You like this?
I noticed it
God.
early.
This is
I
like
noticed-
complete on purpose. This is completely on purpose. For those of you on our other platforms who can't see this, it's
Yeah,
glorious.
this is only visible on YouTube.
Yeah, I noticed it when it started happening, but I didn't want to say anything since it was
Brendan
like
was
a
tweaking.
visual thing.
was
Man's
tweaking.
fucking shaking out. God,
The
bro.
only substance I consume is water. We're good.
Holy shit.
I'm
Oh,
running
wow.
on whack on some orange spice tea.
Brendan talking about some expired lemonade. He tweaking on his own tea.
You know it.
Yeah, Twisted
Holy
Tea,
shit.
bro. Oh,
God. Ugh.
Yeah, recording the mic. ASMR. Oh.
I don't have much.
Anyways, did we say what was discussed in the lost episode?
yeah, Dan.
Well, I mean, we can bring it up in a later thing if we want to come back to it. The
Okay.
main thing that we really can't come back to was the Dan Avidan situation.
We could. It was generally just more controversies and stuff that were happening at the time that
Yeah.
we.
Yeah, no, just
It,
like,
it was a whole lot of
Yeah.
stuff that, like, at this point, it's kind of past, and it probably
Yeah,
wouldn't
no.
be too beneficial to talk about. We just kind of gave our 2
I'll
cents
just-
about everything, but
Yeah. I'll just give a 2-sentence summary of what we thought. Dan Avidan, he wasn't a groomer, but what he did was morally questionable in leading girls on, then fucking and ghosting them. But also, I don't think it's enough to get canceled fully over.
Hmm.
Because a lot of people do that. Not that it's justified, but I don't think it's going to get canceled. And then David Dobrik, he's an asshole, and he
Yeah, no.
kind of deserves to get canceled for that shit.
People finally
That's-
realized.
That's basically what we said in a much longer form.
And then Kirk Franklin got taped screaming at his son.
let's go.
And then other black parents were like, "What do you do wrong? You didn't do anything wrong."
You call this abuse? We call it Tuesday. What?
Yeah, because it was just like a recording of Kirk trying to discipline his son because he felt
His
disrespected.
33-year-old son.
And we all agreed that if we talk to our families that way, we get
We-
the same treatment.
Yeah, we all like simultaneously get our asses kicked. Be like a psychic link, you know?
And then Geb died after that topic, really.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much right after it happened.
Yeah, so that was a very disheartening night. But we still got on other streaming services, and that was definitely the highlight of my entire week at that point. However, there is a new thing that I discovered last night. And it's another, we made the joke about how this is kind of like nostalgia too, because we're talking about Disney shit. I don't even know, we
Yeah.
just started talking about shit. I'd like to make a callback to Palentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Episode 1 of the podcast, we briefly discovered we briefly discussed our predictions for Godzilla vs. Kong.
Don't say a
All right,
word.
hold
I have
up.
not watched it yet.
And you care.
And-
I want to know on my own what happens. I do not want
Get out. Me and Geb have a war to fight.
Just like take your headphones off
say
real
it.
quick, 'cause I don't care.
Okay, so
No.
It's already been spoiled to me.
so
Devin.
Neela, deafen. I'll like shake vigorously,
Okay.
and I'll that'll be your cue to join back in. Okay, Jonah, do you care?
I've already had it spoiled for me.
Oh,
And
okay,
also
so
the
you're
Go ahead.
okay. Do you want to
I
like
know.
actually give input? Or
Well,
are you just
Mechagodzilla
gonna-
pulls up, right?
Yeah. So I was right. I just want to say.
Where are you going?
Yes,
Because
yes.
you said
No,
Godzilla.
that was fine.
So I was almost dead on the nose right because I said word for word because I was playing it on loop and like I made a video on Twitter when I read the ending after seeing people talking about it. I made a video on Twitter and I just clipped that bit in episode 1 where we talk about it and then put that and was like spoiler warning by the way, but I was 100% right. And it was me saying, yeah, so I just want to talk about it real quick. So, you know, here's my prediction. I'm going to go ahead and say it here. It's going to be neither of them will die. Godzilla and King Kong versus Mechagodzilla because I see Neelob looking at his screen, little cheating bastard. But yeah, no.
And I agree with you on that. Yes, I remember we both came to that.
Yes.
But
However,
also, yes,
so Josh, because I was in a call with him, Josh was making the claim And he also made it on Twitter. He wanted me to shout that out. So he also said on Twitter, Godzilla still technically won.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. He would have won had Mechagodzilla not shown up. King Kong would have been dead.
No, listen, the movie was divided into monkey lore, monkey fight lizard, two times.
Are you sure it
Two,
was
3 times.
where I read, I saw
And then it was
3
Mecha.
times.
It was 3
Okay.
times, yes.
Yeah, I saw it was 3, but the third
First time
ended with Mecha.
First time lizard wins. Second
Yeah.
time monkey wins. Third time lizard fucks the hell out of him.
And should have
fucking-
won.
And should have just killed him. But
Yeah,
then plot
but
saved
then-
him and needed him for Mechagodzilla. And let me tell you, Mechagodzilla was a bitch. You know, like he was doing Godzilla dirty. You know, I was disappointed in Godzilla on that. I'm gonna be honest.
So
He
I
could've been
I have not seen the movie because I did not give a shit. I was just happy that I was right.
Movie wasn't
so-
that bad. Movie was. I mean, as far as ratings, I think when I checked last, it was pretty good. It was like 79% or something.
Oh, Neelob turned off his camera. Now shit's weird.
Yeah, and like 7 point something on I am something.
That's not
So
too bad.
Yeah, and also like as far as time, it's only like an hour and 50 something. So it's not
Okay,
even like
yeah.
the 2 hours.
So it's
And
just
then,
like
like-
easily consumable media.
Yep.
You know?
And they didn't even do like an after credits or anything, any kaiju, because they're like, well, we kind of just been building up to Godzilla and Kong, so we don't know if like people want more or anything. Put this out.
Gotcha. Okay. But they
So who
did
knew?
leave it as they're both alive. Kong
They're
is
both
now
alive.
king. Godzilla is still Godzilla because he did his main thing.
As
of
far as story,
fucking
Kong
shit
is
up in the
king
movie.
of the Hollow Earth
The
under,
Hollow
and
Earth.
then Godzilla is on top.
Yeah.
So they've come to an agreement. Kong takes the under the earth, and Godzilla gets everything else.
And I was 100% right. So,
The limit.
is that what we want to say? Because Neil wants to come back.
Yeah, we're good. Come on
Yeah,
in.
they were good. We're good.
I'll start shaking violently.
Oh, fuck!
Holy, holy helicopter.
We can talk more once Neelob has seen it and
Yes,
give
this...
his own
I
input.
mean, I plan
To
on
be
watching it this
continued.
weekend.
Okay, yeah. So, next episode, then.
Yeah, we could have just waited.
It was.
I was really wanting to talk about. I was really
No,
itching to
I
talk about because it
understand.
was really convenient that we were recording today, and I found out about stuff last night. So
Hold up, it's on HBO
Oh, have you not
Max?
watched it?
yeah,
Yeah. Well, everything
No.
is HBO Max now because they can't do theater stuff safely.
Oh, okay.
I didn't watch it.
there
but
are
I,
theater showings though in some places.
There are.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Neelob. I haven't watched it yet, but I saw part of it got spoiled for me, and I was like, oh yeah, I didn't care about this movie, so I looked up the ending and spoiled it for myself.
Dude, Attack on Titan got spoiled for me today.
Don't you say
Oh,
a word.
really?
Anything.
Wait, like the big
I will
reveal?
murder
No,
someone.
it's like season 2 stuff, but like,
I thought you watched these two already.
no, I'm watching it currently.
Okay, that's fine.
It's
Oh, yeah,
like,
I
you know,
will.
the like Monkey Titan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
It
Beast Titan.
totally spoils me like who that is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But that's like so far. That's not revealed till like. Technically, it's not officially revealed till season 4.
Okay. Well, nice.
But I mean, it's
Yeah,
pretty.
Cool.
After a while, you are able to guess it if you are incredibly smart.
Or if it's just like spoiled.
Now
guilty.
Brendan's deaf.
No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not saying it.
I don't play those games with Attack on Titan. I'm gonna
Well,
say that.
no, I will say.
I will murder a bitch,
I
no
will
matter
say.
who it is.
It is worth all this stuff is worth the reveals in Attack on Titan. I just stop deafening. I'm not spoiling anything.
Okay.
I would say all like the big reveals are worth it in Attack on Titan. because if you watch back from season 1 knowing what the truth is,
Yeah.
you can see that they didn't just like make up a twist after they set it up. They before they made the very first episode, they knew what was actually the writers knew what they were gonna end up doing. And
I
like the
was,
foreshadowing was super good.
Well, like,
Well-
so how it was spoiled was like I was on TikTok, and you know the Brendan, you don't have to deafen. I'll be careful. But you know the like sniper monkey meme.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
shows like the dude's face. It was like I'm a simp, and then it goes to sniper monkey, and it shows the Beast Titan. And I was like, what the hell?
Oh wait, but did
Yeah.
it say his name?
Yeah, all the hashtags did,
Oh,
and instinctively, I immediately was just like,
yeah. No, no, it's super cool looking back at like the big before the twist is revealed
Yeah.
at the end of season 3, and it's like there's so many things that characters say in that show that when you know what's actually going on, it has a completely different meaning. Like that's super good writing.
Yeah.
Plus, I will say because the truth is revealed at the end of season 4 is entirely different from the other 3 seasons. Like it's a completely different show. But anyways, I'm not gonna talk anymore because I will get to spoilers if I talk anymore.
yes.
Thank you.
Smart.
And if I see anything on this video or in any comments of any of our platforms, I will personally find you and murder you.
I'm gonna just like scavenge the internet when I upload this, and I'm gonna find a little video card. You know how it's in like the top right corner over here? I'm gonna make it a video card of just some random fucking like explanation of some shit I don't even know. It'll be like,
Andrew.
why this character is like secretly gay or something, and then it's gonna just show up on the screen, and then we're gonna lose Brendan from the show.
Oh, you guys know that? You guys know Hanji from Attack on Titan,
Nope.
like the research chick.
Oh, dude, she's my
Yes.
favorite.
You know that she's actually like doesn't have an official gender in the manga. She's just called they. But like they push the female stuff like more in the anime, but in
Interesting.
the manga, she's a they. I just wanted to bring up.
That's
There's
it.
nothing wrong
She's
with
a
that.
baddie in the anime.
She's hype.
She's a
No,
baddie. In the
no, yeah, she's one of my favorite characters. When in season 2, when she like holds the priest over the edge of the wall and like yells,
Oh yeah.
I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
hell
God.
yeah. She is like a lot of people have died. One more won't matter.
As far as the pictures I've seen of Picasa in season 4,
Stop.
Mikasa in season 4.
I've not seen it, but I've seen the pictures of what they've done.
Armin got rid of his yee ass haircut though. And Aaron be looking homeless. What?
New topic.
Yeah.
All right.
So
What's
we
up?
can entertain Dan over here.
No,
back to
I
Disney
just
Channel.
wanted to comedically stare at the camera because I was waiting for a moment where I could just say, I don't know what these words mean. So
You were just
People
relating to the
can't
audience
hear
who
you
has
looking at the
watched
camera.
any Attack on Titan.
I have not seen a single thing about Attack on Titan.
Attack on times like these.
But you've seen JoJo's.
A little bit, yeah. Fuck you! What's that supposed to mean?
We're all judging.
No, I'm
Your
just saying.
I
crippling
didn't say it.
silence
I was-
hurts more than the heat in this room. Fuck you.
You are braver than
I've watched some JoJo. I have.
You are braver than I to jump into that fan
Thank
base that exists.
It's like Luke only seeing the live action Death Note, bro.
Oh my god. One of our friends has only seen the only experience he's had with Death Note is the live action version. That's all he knows about it.
Poor guy.
All he knows is a Light Turner. Light Turner, Mia,
What a
Ryu
simp.
Ryu. Wateri.
Black L. No,
The only thing I know
Bro.
about Death Note is the Cosmonaut Variety Hour video of why the Death Note, the live action
I've
Death
seen
Note
that video.
sucks. Yeah.
I've seen that video. And it's funny because the same guy who directed that movie directed Godzilla vs. Kong.
What a glow up.
I know. But Yeah, dude. Even the guy who plays Watari like pronounces his own name wrong. Because he's like, "Are you Watari?" And he's like, "I am Watari." And then he gets shot. Spoilers, by the way, if you cared about the live action Death Note plot.
And then they all fall out of the Ferris wheel and die.
Yeah. Well, no, Light lives because
It's
it was
funny
actually
if you think I'm joking, but that's what happened in the movie.
yeah, after prom night.
Mhm.
After L chases down Light with the laser gun, the Ferris wheel breaks and his girlfriend dies.
And then
When
the homeless dude takes the package out of the river and then kills everyone.
and then Light was like, it was all according to my master plan. And then L maybe kills Light at the end. I don't know. They kind of made it ambiguous, but that movie had no right to have an ambiguous ending.
Also a scream when you in the beginning when you first
Oh
see
yeah,
Scream.
when Ryuk first shows up
Yep.
and all the stuff is flying around the room.
Ah!
Ah!
Dude, I'm listening to Acid Rap right now, and that was right.
Oh!
I thought that was the song.
Oh,
I'm
I
listening to Chainsmoker. The entire background is just like, that's so funny. I'm going through our topics list. Yo, Neil, I see one here that says, "How often do we feel good enough?"
What did you say?
What?
How often do we feel good enough? I thought we might as well hit one deep topic.
Do we really want to get into that?
God, it's been.
Well, I was just thinking.
How much time do we have?
We're at
Yeah.
110.
Oh, that's fine. So this can be our last thing. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of self-explanatory question. This is how often in your life do you feel like you're good enough, just in general, or in any scenario, whether it be like academics, but mostly just in general in life.
Why don't you start?
I don't know. Not as often as I feel a lot of other people think I do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you guys know because you guys know me.
Mhm.
But people who only know Neelob but not Neelob, they
For those audio listeners, he just pointed at his heart.
yes. Okay. First of all, I'll say academics. Okay, Brandon. Academics wise, I do feel normally pretty good, but once again, not as good, not as often as other people think I would. Just because my entire life, there's always been one person better than me, no matter where I was. I've always been in second place, and I'm not salty about that. If anything, it's kind of helped me like humble myself, knowing that there's always someone better, whether it be getting second place in the math competition, getting second place at graduation, getting second chair in band. Like, honestly, I feel mostly fine, but the thing that hurts for me the most is that I know in everything I've done, I've had so much potential that I didn't what's the word? I didn't capitalize on just because I was too lazy. Whether
Yeah.
it be academics or music. And then just in general, like as a person, I don't know. I feel like an asshole a lot. And I feel like other people who think I'm an asshole don't know that anytime I am an asshole, I feel really bad about it later.
Mm-hmm.
Because like usually it's just a joke, and when I realized that they took it personally, I was like, fuck, god damn it.
Yeah.
And relationship wise, when it comes to girls, I never feel good enough. Not a single time in my life. But that's just everything.
You love, they're not good enough. You're perfect.
You get the prize.
You're the prize.
Definitely. For sure.
What? Okay, sorry.
Good.
The
I
fuck
just
was
like
that?
Spotify has a full screen option now.
It's always on
Yeah.
full screen.
What was that?
Yeah, so
Okay, does anyone else want to go? Okay.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say about myself when it comes to that. I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is I feel like I'm very good at making myself look put together. And honestly, normally I am pretty put together. Like, especially like nowadays, like I'm doing a lot of productive stuff for myself. Like going to the gym, being super productive academically, volunteering and stuff. So like I'm because doing that kind of stuff definitely helps me feel put together. But there's been quite a few times where it's just been a big act because I didn't want people to know.
Hmm.
But that's my part. You gotta get.
Fuck. Oh, God.
I mean,
Uh,
if you're ready.
shit. Well, I mean, like, so.
I mean, I wasn't ready.
That is fair. I'd say feeling like I'm good enough. Right, that's the premise.
Yeah.
Yes.
That feeling of kind of like feeling that you're good enough to like make yourself happy or make others happy.
In
or
whatever
you're
sense
going-
you're thinking of it about instinctively.
Yeah. So it's always kind of been really a not really a struggle, but more so just something I kind of actively have on my mind because where you guys know me, I'm very hard on myself all the time. Um, so I feel like I consider myself not good enough a lot on the surface, but I still do, like it just kind of depends on the day or like if something goes on, like an event or I don't know. It feels a little more situational in a way because like today I felt amazing. I got 2 good scores on tests. I went to my clinic and I got shit done and I'm doing this now and got homework done. Like I feel like I'm good enough today. Feel like I'm good enough to get through today. But if I'm good enough to get through a week, a month, a year, that just depends on how that week, month, or year is going. It's just a short term perspective. And I haven't really been able to establish what good enough means in the long run, or what good enough really is. Not even for me or for other people, just what good enough is. What do I think is good enough for me? What do I think is good enough for the people who I give a shit about if they think I'm good enough or not? Like family or friends. What's a good standard for me to be on with people I'm close to? What's a good standard for me to be on for me? It's kind of I just let it kind of circulate in my head a lot more than I probably should, and I guess it keeps me on my toes and it keeps me thinking about stuff, but it also kind of keeps me maybe a little more suppressed than I should be. Maybe a little more hard on myself than I should be. But I don't know. I think that's a good way to. I still am in that mindset where I think being hard on myself is a good way towards self improvement. So
I mean, to a certain extent, if you
right,
feel good enough all the time, I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think that's desirable to feel good enough constantly
of course, yeah,
because
but
I think it's a good thing to want to do better. But like, there's a certain
I mean, there's just a difference between like always feeling good enough or like content with it and always feeling good about something. Because
yeah.
like
I mean,
if you're in a good place that you feel good about something, but you understand that these criticisms you give yourself are more just to build something rather than just something to tear you down, then that's a good relationship for that. Because like, you feel good about yourself, but you have the criticism is not so much like tearing you down. Yes.
I get. I'm sorry, I keep talking, but I just
You get-
last thing to I guess round out what I was saying about my own self is that, well, first of all, it's been a long time since I felt like depressed. So like it's not that like I'm constantly hating myself. Like I feel good enough like usually like pretty relatively often these days. But I guess I guess what I'm trying to say is very when I don't feel good enough, it's not that I feel bad about myself or I'm hating on myself. Usually I think the best way to describe it is that I feel just like fine enough. Like just completely like average or neutral.
You feel fine, but as far as what you what you're what you're working on, what you have in you as a problem is you're not content
Yeah,
with like everything, but you still
exactly.
see it as something tearing you down.
Exactly. Like I wanted to stay where I was, I would be fine when I'm like in any scenario, like academically or just socially. Like if I didn't want to like improve, then I'd be fine. Cause like
Mm.
I'm not at a bad place. But the fact that I have the knowledge that I could be doing better if I tried harder kind of makes it bittersweet.
Yeah. And plus another thing for me, um, is a lot of I know it's again probably not a good way to look at things, but something that sticks with me a lot is how I used to be. How things in the past, even things from like last year, senior year, how they affect me now or how they can affect me in the future. You know, like connections with people that may not have been as solid as I wanted them to be, or that may have caused like drastic fallout or whatever's going on. Well, then that's still like connections to people I used to be connected to, and it could make for a weird conversation or something that may come up if I don't want it to, or if I'm just not comfortable with it. I don't know. It's a lot of like it's a lot of the idea of can do I think I can feel good enough if I don't feel good enough about how I used to be. You know, if I still have that kind
Yeah.
of like these feelings of like guilt that may show up, these feelings of shame that may come up for stuff that I would not do nowadays, but let myself do in the past that I'm not proud of. Like, how much will that weigh me down, and why am I letting it? You know?
No, yeah, that's super relatable.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
because I think it's sorry.
no, go ahead. You.
I just think it's stuff that happened like years ago, and I just like feel like garbage for a second. I was like, why do I still feel like that when it was such a long time ago? But the thing is, I'm not feeling the way I used to. I'm just cringing at myself in the past. I was like, you could have dealt with that so much better. That's always what happens to me. It's like, why did you do that? You could have done this instead. There's so many different things you could have done, except you chose to do that instead because you were an idiot.
Mm. Yeah.
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 But like because you did that, now you know what to do instead.
No,
It's
yeah,
like
definitely.
at
There's
least
a
you made all those mistakes in the past and not now, you know.
yeah. I mean, that's what I was trying to say in my speech at graduation. The thing is, I didn't follow that ideal of myself a lot of times that I was trying to push. Is that all this stuff that you regret from high school? Like, if if at the end of the day you look at them as regrets, it's just it's not worth the energy because everyone messed up when they were teenagers, and instead of thinking about that period of time as like a time where you should have been who you were supposed to end up becoming already, if that makes sense, that it was a time for you to grow into that person as much as you could before college, and then college would be a time to grow even more.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
How often do you feel good enough, Brennan?
Okay, so
I assume we're just going in the order.
Yeah. So I feel like it's a constant thing. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
You cut out.
cut
Yeah, you
out.
cut
I,
out.
thi-
Yeah.
I think
Start over,
Okay.
yeah.
even kind of cutting out this episode, you might be a little bit too close to your mic. Might be like
Maybe.
peaking.
Probably. Hold on, let me adjust the.
That sounds great.
Okay.
Right there.
So yeah. So all I was saying is I always had this problem, like perfectionism.
Mhm.
I've always my ideas or standards of myself have always been higher than what my abilities at the time have been. So like whenever I don't meet, I crash and but also I've also related to the side of like, oh, I look completely put together. I act a part. I can do it all. But whenever it comes to when I'm actually like going up to a task or something, then no, I'm a mess. And as far as lately, I've been having this.
You cut out again.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Okay.
My
uh,
brain
my,
cut out.
my
bro.
brain cut out.
Short circuiting.
It's been more of the things like I like where some of the things my mindset is now, but I'd say as far as my work and stuff has definitely been better in the past.
Same.
And that's something I've been dealing with is that like I'm not happy with my work ethic, I guess, or like
Yeah.
as far as like how I'm handling everything. Even though like as far as academically, I've always hated anything to do with like academic, like as far as like schoolwork or like any like class type settings. Because for me, it's always been like something that's been used against make me feel like stupid or I can't even speak a language. Or, I have a problem, so it's always been something negative for me. Like I enjoy like learning things, and I've always worked to like learn something new or like do a new skill or something because like I always feel like I can put floors down. I know how to wire shit. I like enjoy even just learning math or like English in a certain way. It's fine. But when it
Yeah.
comes to like actual work, it's like I can't stand it and it tears me down
Mhm.
already more than I already do because like my standard keeps growing from like my curiosity and the work I do. So then whenever I have to apply it to something that has always put me down, it just throws me through a loop.
Yeah. I'd say I know what you mean with a lot of that. I
Yeah.
feel that a lot, for sure.
Say one thing about the classroom. It's not so much. It doesn't happen really much in college, at least in my experience. But in high school, they don't directly push it, but there's like competition, and
Yeah.
competition might help some people. I'm not one of those people. Competition makes it worse for me
Yeah.
because I don't like competition, but first of all I don't like losing. That's mainly
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
I don't like competition. But the second thing is like it it gives me it sometimes it gives me incentive to work harder because I want to beat someone.
Mhm.
But like it's not real incentive.
Yeah.
Like it's more out of stress and insecurity than out of
Yes.
real motivation to want to like learn. And that
Mhm.
that doesn't help me because it'll just make me feel worse even if I do end up quote unquote winning or doing
Yeah.
better. And then also more likely than not, whatever I learned or got better at, I'll forget as soon as the competition's over.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because at that point, you're not focused on learning anything. You're focused on doing the best.
Yeah. And that's how I
Oh,
want
so this
to
goes
be.
to
Because competition doesn't motivate. It may motivate doing better, but it doesn't motivate learning.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If that makes sense.
It motivates getting a higher a higher grade, a higher
A
recognition.
higher grade.
It doesn't motivate retaining that information or properly implementing that
Or
information.
just
you
being
learn.
better in the end.
Especially when you're
Yeah.
on the butt end of that. Because when you're at the low end, then it's
Yeah, no.
there's no point. Like, you're not in the competition, so why try at all?
Yeah.
Plus, like for me, this might sound like a douchey problem, but the thing for me is like whenever I am doing super well or like better than others, I've never felt like I was really a person who deserved it because I've never felt that I've worked as hard as all the people around me to do good. I was just able to do good naturally, academically. So it wasn't out of any like special thing I did. It just happened because I was born lucky.
Well,
I
for
would
me,
say a guilt complex about that, but like
yeah.
it's always there.
Well, for me, even like if it was a town, like I never did good on like I guess the number side of like the academic or like what showed on paper, so how I did. So like I knew I would never like reach a certain point on that. So I was like, I'm gonna learn as much as I can for me and actually learn it rather than actually getting a high score on something. Because I know it's like I'm not gonna achieve that, so I'm gonna do what I can, which is actually learn material. No offense to people who get the high scores, Neil. I'm just saying I've seen a trend with some people where they don't know shit, but man,
Oh no,
they
yeah.
have a nice score.
I'm fully
Howdy.
aware that I don't know shit about the real world or how to do practical stuff. I'm just book smart. I'm fully aware of that. And I'm also fully aware that I always know just enough to do well on tests and I forget it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I somehow remember all of Let It Shine.
But which
Well, that's
one's
something
more
we have in
important?
common. That's something we
Which
have.
one am I going to be reminiscing about nostalgically when I'm old? Probably neither, if I'm being honest.
Remember back in the day when we used to take calculus AB?
Yeah.
Remember when
that
we all hated
series
it? That was a
and
good
implicit.
You remember hating it, but you don't remember it.
time.
Anyways, one of us has to
Because you learned how to hate it.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How often do I feel good enough? I think in terms of like, I don't know, because then the question is like, is it being good enough for me? Like my standards?
Yes.
Because my standards are
Exactly.
constantly like all the way up here, dude. So I'm never good enough. But maybe that's not such a bad thing. How I would phrase it is like, I'm content with who I am, but I'm not happy with where I am because I know I can do better if I put in that work ethic.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm comfortable right now where I'm sitting and like I got a screen right here and I can watch some anime, like drink some water. But I have to get more used to being uncomfortable because that's where growth is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know, it's especially being a music major, it's all competition. That's all it ever is. But like it's less about being better than other people, but more of like seeing what you can learn from other people and then being inspired by those other people to do better. So I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, when I first joined like jazz band or like went to like honor bands, when I first joined,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it felt like everyone was so much better than me when I was there. But that honestly helped me a lot because I felt like being in an environment like that made me perform better as well.
Yeah, exactly.
How they were doing it.
Yeah, but sorry, but it was like a healthy sense of competition, I would
Oh, yeah.
say. On a
Yeah,
certain
no,
point.
for me, it didn't even feel like competition. It
Yeah.
was because we're all playing
Well-
the same song. We all want to go well together.
Yeah, at that point, you're not losing anything. With the sense
Yeah.
of like, if it's a competition in the sense of grades, it's like even if you do well on it, you're still like, oh man, am I going to score the lowest in the class? Then I won't get like as high of recognition. But if it's still like you're worrying about grades and it's like I'm gonna fail this fucking class, like that's
Yeah.
that's where that
There's
point
a
lies.
bigger level of punishment
Yeah.
and ridicule from
The
it,
main
and just
like, oh sorry, go ahead.
no, yeah. I was just gonna say is like there's bigger like ridicule and like punishment from that than like just fucking up on a jazz performance, because then you're just publicly shamed, and that's just a blow to your ego a bit. But it feels better to like come out from than, oh shit, I'm failing a class and I'm gonna become a bum who works at Walmart
Yeah.
for the rest of my life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like the main thing about like the main competition that's related to like a grading system at all is just an audition. You know, like if you're doing an audition for an honor band, that's where that kind of stress comes in. But it's still healthy because it's like in that way it's proving that you can make it into where you can kind of reside comfortably and not worry about that competition any further in a way.
Well, like in a professional sense, the competition resides in if I'm not better than this person, they will take my job and I will be homeless.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
And
fucking
where
terrifying.
that's where the competition
fair.
comes in. That's where it's competitive. Because if this person's better than me, I won't have money to get bread at Walmart, and I'll be the one working.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
So that's
There's
why
a-
I gotta be
You
good.
can always,
And that's why,
there's a
like,
certain
you can always
level
sleep
of
on my
all of it.
porch.
when I first got to college, it's like everyone here is better than me. Which one is really, really like intimidating, but two is like, oh, now I have to be good. I'm not just like the guy who's good anymore. Because in high school, I was just like the Chad, you
Yeah.
know. But like once I got here, it's just like, oh, now I actually have to work.
I miss
Oh
that.
fuck! I have to put effort in again.
Exactly.
I miss that.
Think about you gotta run. You gotta run.
No, I was just saying I miss that. It's like
Oh,
for
you
me
miss
now,
that?
I just feel like I just like moved down. Like I'm
Come
just
here, man. You will be put in your place.
I want to be put in my place
You will
and
be the
forced to
worst one
grow.
here,
Exactly.
and it's great.
Yeah, I forgot what I was just about to say. Fuck. God damn it.
Well, what are we at, Gab?
No, I was
1:30?
gonna say. Oh yeah. Sorry, 135.
Go.
Okay, so the thing about wanting to go to medical school is that even if I work really hard to get good grades in school, that's not nearly enough. Because the thing is, it's not just going to school. It's you have to go out of your way, out of the school, find like volunteering service, find a place to shadow and get actual experience in a medical environment and do research separately. So this is stuff the school isn't going to provide to you. This is stuff that you have to figure out on your own.
Hmm.
So is first of all stressful, but also it's also disheartening to hear like all these other people for who like already have it all figured out and like know what's going to go down, even know what medical school they plan on going to when I don't know any of that stuff. So that stuff, I don't feel good enough for that. But I also have to remember that I'm a freshman still.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have time.
Yeah, and that's another part of it too. Like we're all in college, so of course we've gone through the whole like high school climbing of the ladder, but it was definitely like a strange reality check to get here and feel that kind of reset again. It was like, yeah, you're
Definitely.
in college, but you're still a freshman, so you got to figure this shit out.
Especially after being
like-
a bum for a whole break.
Almost a whole year.
A whole year.
Yeah. But no, we talked. The thing is, we've been talking a lot about like academically and like career, professionally, but usually when I don't feel good enough, it's just like as a human being.
Yeah, no, that's what I was
Yeah.
trying to talk about
Well,
too.
yeah, I think it all kind of collides together in a sense. Like,
Yeah.
at least for me, it's kind of just.
Yeah. Okay. I
Domino
think
effect.
this might be super. This might be super cheesy. What I'm about to say. But after 2020, I've been trying to actively become more like compassionate to pretty much everyone around me, just because 2020 showed how many people hated each other for stupid reasons, and just also looking at like, okay, why are so many people dying and yet so few people care? Why are like black people having such big issues with the system that they're going to the streets to protest pretty much every single day this summer, and yet there's still a huge amount of people who are just saying, "Nah, your problem doesn't even exist." Like that's not even that it wasn't as big a problem as it was. The fact that it just didn't exist at all. Why do people just not care about each other? And I didn't. I won't say this probably sounds really cheesy, but I just didn't want to contribute to that any more than I might have in the past in just being an asshole.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's usually where I don't feel good enough. I just feel like I could be a better person to others. That's usually where like I feel pretty good about pretty content, not where I at the place where I am with that. But I still feel like I could be doing better. Maybe if I had my own money, I could donate to stuff.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. That's kind of what I was trying to bring up with like when I was talking about that kind of like not reminiscing, but thinking about like past me compared to now me is like past me, a lot more of a dickhead.
I know.
And now me is like striving to improve, so I don't feel that dickheadedness in myself, but I also know that I'm not making other people feel that kind of negative energy from me, you know? I want other people to feel good around me and know that they can.
No, yeah, being open like this definitely helps too. Because when I was like early high school, my emotions were super closed off and like bottled up. Like I wouldn't let anyone know how I was feeling, really. And being in that kind of state inhibits your ability to actually like show that you care for people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I've talked way too much in this section. I'm sorry.
No.
you're
It's all good. This is
Um,
good. This is conversation. It's kind of a nifty little thing that we call a podcast.
Tony, you sounded like you were gonna say something.
I don't think so.
Oh, well, I think it's about time to wrap up,
That's
isn't
what I
it?
was gonna say. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say like we should maybe next one we should literally just talk deep the entire time, so we're not like constricted by time.
Yeah,
You're
the
right.
serious episode.
Just have a couple like deep questions and just kind of.
I,
Well,
ju-
the start
I
to
want to
this.
say we did not plan on talking about original movies.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not even that we didn't plan on talking it for that long. We didn't plan on talking about it at all.
At all.
It wasn't
No, that was
even
not.
in the topics list. It just
But
showed up and
I
happened.
will say that was some of the most fun I've had on this entire show.
No,
I
it's
really enjoyed it.
yeah.
That
It was
that
not
was
part
so
of the
much
plan
fun.
at all.
Yeah, no, I loved that shit. That was.
I don't know how it came up. I think it.
Oh,
I can't remember.
As far okay, I'll speak on this. As far as what happened tonight, I'm gonna take of the blame because how I started and we started this recording sessions, all the bloopers and shit I said, whatever
Don't even
makes
take the blame.
it
This is like one of my favorite episodes. So
Yeah.
whatever makes it
Every episode is one of my
into
favorite episodes,
the
dude.
episode in the beginning of what I've said. We'll explain.
I see where you're coming from. I don't call it blame. I call it being the spark of a movement.
I call
So-
it fault.
I had 3 or 4 attempts at just a simple intro. You do,
it's fine. It's
No,
fine.
but it's cool. It was a lot of fun.
Hey,
Though.
plus, I
Don't-
think the reason we're talking about that is because we started shitting on Imagine Dragons, and then elementary school music, and then it went to Disney Channel. I think that's how I
So lesson
That's
learned:
right.
all good things come out of crapping on Imagine Dragons.
Yes, I'm sorry if you're an Imagine Dragons fan, but I will kindly ask you.
Mr. Dragons, I apologize.
Oh man.
You know, it's all about having fun times and a long time ago. Called right now. On times like these.
All right, Brendan, you got the last word. You started this.
Hold on, before that,
For that.
if you made it this far, make sure
Oh,
to listen. Well, I was gonna say make sure to listen to this. If you don't want to watch it on YouTube, listen on Spotify and stuff like
yeah, I
that.
was gonna
Yeah,
say-
absolutely. We
You
are
can
available
Link
on
those feeds in
a
YouTube.
whole other. I can add those to the
If you-
description. I will make sure to do that. go through and upload this video. Yeah, so check us out on Spotify, Google Playlist, or Google Podcast. Whoops, I'm too tired to be trying to shout us out right now.
Bro, I got you.
All that stuff.
Follow Twitter, follow the TikTok, follow the everything. We got. Is that it?
Yeah.
We don't have Facebook. We don't have LinkedIn. We don't.
we have a Twitter.
Follow the everything. Is that it?
Follow the everything.
We have a Twitter. We have a TikTok. We have a Spotify. We have a.
Yes. Well, as
We
far
have
as
the rest
social,
We all have
stuff.
Instagrams also
yeah.
individually.
yes, we do.
Yeah,
We
but
have
those
My,
are
okay, but my
follow.
Instagram is like a private thing. I need to make a public.
Yeah,
So
we
is
go.
mine. Mine's
Yeah.
set to private.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got-
Don't
Forget
post.
that we said that.
We're
Oh.
verified. We're not verified. We're on Anchor now. Spotify. We got multiple platforms coming. Maybe Apple. I haven't
Apple is
checked.
already out. I think
We
I
got
think-
Apple
I think
Music.
we already got Apple.
we are on Apple.
So if you driving, you want to hear our voices, you want to and just reminisce with us, you got it. Just pull us up and listen.
Deadass.
If you got any topic ideas or anything, or
Yeah, or guest
Yeah,
requests.
guest
Twitter.
requests,
YouTube
Twitter.
Within
Twitter,
reason, guest
commented.
requests. Guest requests
Yeah,
we have
of
the
course,
ability
of course.
to obtain.
We've gotten a couple of requests already. One of them was inconvenient timing, so I had to delete the comment. But we have had a couple of requests already. We have had a couple of ideas. I've made a couple conversations, sparked a couple conversations, see what people wanted to do. So
It's gonna be fun.
Maybe in the deep talk we'll get someone. Maybe after the deep talk we'll get someone. Who knows? We'll figure it out.
I think next
Overall,
deep talk just us.
Yeah,
'Cause
it'll
that
just
was
be the
fun,
four of
and
us,
it's like
and then
15 minutes.
yeah.
overall, just leave your thoughts, your debates, your topics in the Twitter, the Discord,
Cries of outrage.
not Discord, the YouTube comments, the anything, fine.
Wherever you
Just
think you
keep-
can get a hold of us, get a hold of us.
Do we need a
yeah.
secret phrase for the comments?
No, I think
Well, we're
I
at the
think
end.
We're good
so.
this time.
We're
Yeah.
good.
All right, then you got it, Bren.
All right. Thank you for joining us. We've had some interesting times, but it's all fun and games. Times like this. I cut out.
A little bit.
Damn it. Damn it.
Try one more time.
That would have been
Shit,
so smooth.
I don't remember what I said. Fun and games, all good fun. We had fun. Deep, not deep, all good. On times like these.
I see ya.
Alright, it's fucking
Good night.
it's past midnight. I
Good
love
night.
you all. Thanks so much.
It's 1
Take
a.m.
care. Stay safe. Holy
It's 2 a.m. for
fuck.
me. Bye, bye, bye.
Oh my god, my laptop's dying.
As
Plug
soon
it
as I
in.
hit insert,
I got the
oh my
power.
god. Fucking say April Fools right now.
April Fools, bro.
There you go.
Ooh.
Fuck's sake.
Bro, it's not April 1st for me anymore. It's
Shut
official.
the fuck up.
Too damn bad.
Shut the fuck up.
Suck mine. Suck me right now. Do it.
No balls. I mean, only balls.
Basically no balls though.
I kept started over.
Oh, hold up. Where's my teacup? Where's my mug?